And we're back again. We giving it to you. Same fit, same hair, same everything. We're trying to get these videos out. We've been gone too long, and so we back in this piece.
Okay,
I am your host. I'm giving you all of it. I'm giving you all the extraness today. I'm your host, Sunflower Olivia, aka Glitter No Thought, and this is your sexy, caramel-coated, light-skinned thug P-Nasty. T-Nasty if you nasty. So, today's topic is...
How can I word this?
You said
I keep coming to y'all with that. Because I be wanting to be politically correct.
Don't. And I tell you, the people don't want your political
I try
correctness.
to be good.
They don't want
at times.
They don't want your good.
Anyways, is it a difference now that you're out and you're open with your gay, bisexual, trisexual, asexual, with whatever that you're doing? Is it a difference in your life?
A difference in what? In regards to how you're living?
In regards to how you're living, in regards to how your peers have treated you, in your regards of how you see yourself? Is there a difference? What's your opinion?
A difference in regard to how you see yourself or how other people see you?
How other people see you. All of above.
Okay, I'll just take it from a personal standpoint. At a point, I didn't give a damn. Because those who knew me before, I'm the same person I was thereafter. They just knew my sexual orientation. And for me is those who with it, those who ain't. And I've had people on both sides of the spectrum tell me that they ain't see that on me, or maybe I'm just going through it, or I didn't have the right man to do X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, okay, but I can't tell you how to live, or I can, but all you're doing is giving me an opinion as would I, but ultimately it's your choice. So if you don't like it, I bid you a good day. If you do, stay along for the ride. You might miss out on something. So I had no qualms about feeling like I had to hide anything or that I couldn't be my true self because people know what. Because basically, all
did you feel that way at a time? Did you feel that you had to, or you felt that you had to put on this facade?
No, because I didn't know. I didn't know there was no facade to put on because I wasn't aware. I wasn't aware.
Like you weren't aware that you could have been gay, or you weren't
it wasn't
the same sex.
No, I always knew that I had some type of feeling, but at the time I didn't know what to call it because I didn't say gay. I just felt like, okay, girls are cute, but it wasn't like, oh, I want to hump on girls. I just thought that they were like really cute or like really pretty, and so I was like, okay, maybe I'm thinking they too pretty, as far as like always like mesmerized, like. You know who my crush is. We don't want to name names because people know her alias. But I just always thought she was pretty. And that's how it was to me. And I was like, if I saw myself in a relationship with her, I would just like, we would just be two girly girls. And I was like, that's a lot. So ultimately I knew if I was going to go that route, it couldn't be with a girly girl because that's too much work, too much maintenance, too much. Like, I always break stuff down as far as distinguishing who's doing who or who's doing what. For me, I couldn't be with a girly girl because we always going to be trying to wear each other's outfits, be cute, and do. It's like, no, I don't want to feel like I'm internally competing with my mate.
But how did people like when you were like for certain like that's what you were gonna do?
Well, I didn't. As my story always is, I didn't come out. I was outed. There's a difference. But in that, my mom, even before there was an actual, like, okay, I have a whole girlfriend now, before she was my wife, a whole somebody I'm seeing. My mom still hasn't, she don't give a damn. My wife can attest to, my mom don't give a damn. She just didn't want me to keep having an attitude. So she's like, I don't care who you getting it from. I'm just tired of her being a bitch. Did she not? She's like, you need to give her something because I'm tired of her bitching. So maybe he, she, or them.
That is
so for me, it was like if nothing else, I knew I had my mom's support.
That's
now
what
my granny and my T, they're old school, but my T, meaning my great aunt, she's more, she not necessarily agree with it, but she supported me. So for me, that meant a lot to me. Yeah, you may not agree with it. And I'm not asking people to agree with it, but be supportive. That's all I wanted, was my family to be supportive. Everybody may still not go along with the program, but some people accept her, some people don't, but they don't bring it to me. And that's my thing. Don't bring it here, because I'm not bringing your indiscretions to you. You live how you live, let me live how I live. I'm happy. She ain't steering me wrong. We ain't in destitute. I ain't getting beat up, none of that. So let me live. That was my thing. Let me live. That's my 2 cents, babe.
Well, I'm totally different than her. I think I've always known, like where she was like, well, I didn't know. I've always known. I just thought that it was better to live in what society thought was right. Because you do get backlash. You get a lot of backlash being gay, bisexual, just being in the LGBTQ community. It's a lot of backlash.
But why do you feel you would get backlash if you live in your truth? Is it backlash more internally as far as like family?
It's everything. It's everywhere. It's not only just family. Like you said, you would always hope that your family was supportive of whatever you're doing, but you also have like your peers. You don't know how they're gonna react.
But if they're your peers, they're your peers.
You have your co-workers that you don't necessarily like. Well, I was different. Like I said, I thought about all that.
Well, could your thought been more prompted because people see it? You know what I mean? Like they see you and say, okay, well, she's a stud. Versus me, they see me and they don't know unless they see us together.
No, because I didn't look.
No, you weren't. You didn't always dress like this. No, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying, was that?
No, because nobody. Honestly, there's a lot of people that be like, for real.
I mean, even when I see you now, which like boggles me. Even dudes would be like, "Hey, what's up, man? She dressing like you. Like, what's going on in your head?" And they was like, "I don't give a fuck what she got on. She holding." I'm like, "Oh." So it don't matter what she got on. They just trying to look at all her. They're trying to look at her assets. And again, she got a whole wife over here.
I mean, it doesn't matter.
I'm like, is it the Dimples player? Back up.
Honestly, it doesn't matter to people. But no, I just thought society wanted me to be one way. I felt another way, and I had to take that into consideration. Not only that, I had kids at a young age, so I also had to take in consideration what my children would go through and how they would be treated with this newfound information. So I've always had like that was always my struggle. Not only that, I come from a very spiritual family.
Religious.
Very, 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 very spiritual family. And my father is a pastor, so that in itself makes me think, because how would they treat him knowing that his daughter's out here with a woman? So there was a lot of things that took place. I'm at a season now that I don't really too much care about what another person thinks, as long as you don't disrespect me. I'm good. I'm okay with it. But it is a lot of consideration. Like it's a lot of thought behind it, and it was kind of hard. It was a little hard because you got this time life. And for those that don't know, yeah, I was married to a man, but you're living one way, but and you're like, I don't really too much care for. Well, it's not even that you don't too much care for it, because we still cool to this day. We still cool. It's just that my eyes are somewhere else.
No, but tell the story of what your father said before you had married your then husband, because he knew.
Well, of course, because but that's your dad. Like, I feel like your parents know way before anyone else would know, because they're with you every day. They see the ins and outs. They see the behind the stories. Like, they know what your true self is. So of course, I feel like for him it's more like, what are you doing? Are you sure this is what you want to do? And the thought process behind that question is, what do you mean? This is what I'm supposed to do. Like, let's do it. So there's that's different. For me, it's different. But I took into effect a lot of different factors. I thought about what people would say, how people would treat people. And I still deal with those issues. Because I still do have certain, like she said, there's certain people that do not mess with me. There are certain family members that do not mess with me. And then there's some family members that are just really fake with it, and they try to be supportive, but they don't know how to talk around it. So like I said, I come from a really religious family, like seriously religious family. Like, my whole family is dealing with some type of church. May it be pastoring, may it be deacon. Like, yeah, I'm really affiliated with the church. So it's hard for them to accept it, but then be able to feel and say how they want to feel without trying to hurt my feelings. And I've had that happen where I've had to, ask a family member, like, hey, I hear what you're saying, but does that mean that you don't want to, be around me, or you don't want to talk to me, or you feel that way towards me? And they hurry up and change and be like, oh, no, that's not what I meant. But it is.
So you're saying that they give you a pass, but they have underlying feelings.
Right.
Okay.
Because there's a lot of, when it's dealing with religion, it's not accepted. Now, we've come a long way. I will say that. Religion has come a long way. And it is okay to be open and to love who you love. But a lot of people are not in the same space as I may be, or that you may be. It's a lot of people that are disowned from their family just because they love or like the same sex. And that's hard to deal with. And it's really hard to deal with when you're younger. Because now you have no one else to run to, no one else. You don't feel safe anymore. It's never safe. And I know I'm getting a little serious on this, you guys, but we always bring out real, like, off the wall type shit. But this is a real issue. I was just watching a documentary today, and it was just like, there's still people out there doing like, oh, I can pray it out of you. Or if it's out of sight, out of mind, or that type of stuff. As a child, you don't really compute that. You don't understand that. So how you feel is just you put more pressure on yourself, and you try to suppress it, and the more it comes out, you beat up yourself. And that's how a lot of LGBTQ people end up losing their lives as young individuals. Because it's looked upon very wrong, and they don't know how to express it without feeling bad about it. Now, that's just that's just me. Everybody's not the same. And I know a lot of people out there that are still honestly doing some stuff behind the scenes and not being true to themselves outside. And it's really because they don't want to feel like oh my God. Now they don't want to talk to me, or now they don't want to accept me.
And my thing is, if you have to feel that you have to be a particular kind of way to be around a certain caliber of people, they want your friends from the gate, or they want your family to the gate. Because, like I say, I treat family like I do friends. Those who do, and those who gonna be. So nobody's exempt. Either it be your mama, your daddy,
but
your cousin, your uncle.
You
Yeah, it's hard because it's a hard realization, because nobody wants to feel that somebody that they came from is gonna turn their back on them. You can pick and choose who your friends are. You can pick and choose who your family are, but you can pick and choose who you let continue to be in your life, knowing what you know. Because people will show themselves who they are, but at that point, you make the decision of what you want that person to go along with, how you continue to live your life. Because you can present yourself as such to some people, and they can say, "Oh, I'm cool with it," but you hearing other stuff behind your back. Or they can be bold enough and tell you to your face. I'd rather you do that and let me decide that, you know what, I understand your position. If you feel like you can't associate yourself with me because of how I'm living, I bid you a good day.
I respect you a lot more if you brought it to me.
Yes.
If you brought it to me and you just told me,
like, I'm not cool with how you living, but do you? I am.
I respect that, and I will tell you straight up, like, okay, good. So we're not talking anymore. Like, we cool. But there's no love lost. I don't wish nothing bad. I really hope that you succeed in whatever you do. It's just that I understand. But
I don't know if I understand, because
I do, because like you said, like, I continue to tell everybody, and that's my kids, these people out in the streets, my wife. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody got one.
Yeah.
So I respect your opinion. That's how you feel. But I'm not gonna let that. No, I will no longer let it affect me.
No, but I mean that I don't understand to regard that some people feel they can tell you how they feel, but then you're supposed to be okay with them after the fact. That's what I mean. I don't understand that. Like, how we're gonna go to what we were.
Because you should respect their opinion.
Yeah, I respect your opinion.
I'm not gonna tell you have to agree with that opinion, and I don't think people understand that really wholeheartedly. I can disagree with you and still be cool with you. I can't. I can disagree with the statement that you make and still be cool, because I respect that you have a difference of opinion. I'm not going to agree with you. I'm not going to say, "Oh, okay, well, now I'm going to change my mind because you feel like this." But I'm not going to denounce your way of feeling either. I'm not going to say, "Oh, you have to feel like this." Then I would be knowing.
That's not what I'm saying. Someone could be anti-gay but still want to be cool with you. If they're saying harsh comments or kill all gays or this, that, and the other, but they your cousin or they your uncle, and I'm like,
again,
Uncle Leroy, like, I understand your position, but you can't come to my barbecue.
As I tell you in every video, communication is key. Because in an instant like that, if you have a family member that does not too much care for the way you are, who you are, you have to tell that person, "Hey, what you said or the statement you made, I was offended by that."
They know that, but that's my thing.
No, not necessarily, because you can't. No one can read a mind. I can say what I want. I'm on a free platform for me to say what I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, everything. You have the freedom. It's the Fifth Amendment, ain't it? I have a freedom of speech. I can say what I want.
Yeah.
It's on you to communicate that to me, that you don't like what I just said. And again, it's your choice on whether you want to continue to deal with me, or we can just say goodbye to each other. I'm not going to hate you for the way you feel. That's how you feel. But please do not hate me if I feel a different way. If I say to you today, "I don't like this," and you say to me, "I don't like that," and I say, "Okay, well, we disagree," at that moment, it's now our choice to what. Okay, so where do we go from here? I'm not going to denounce how you feel or what you believe in. That's your belief. But if I continue to see you say it, or continue to see you making those, and you know now because I've already communicated to you that I did not like it, and you still continue to do it, then that's where I say, okay, well, I know where we stand. I don't hate you for it, but I know where we stand. So that next time you come back and you're like, hey, how you doing? Let's stop. I told you I didn't like it. You chose to continue doing it. So I'm going to choose to stop speaking to you. And that's in anything that you do. I don't think you necessarily have to be. And again, I've done a lot of growing up because I was where you were, where you feel like, where you think we're going to be cool after you assess some situations. But then I think about it now, I'm like, I never told them how that made me feel. I never spoke to them and said how that made me feel. So, I mean, it goes both ways. You're not saying anything. What's going on?
So because a person told you how they feel and you didn't communicate with them the intensity of it, they're supposed to be okay with y'all still kicking it?
Why would
Because they don't have to tell you your opinion, just like you don't have to tell them.
But why would they not? Did you tell them like that wasn't cool? Or
if someone says how they're feeling, and it's to the point where you cool and everything, you just gay. Before you found out I was gay, I was still the same person.
But isn't it your choice then?
You're equating how I'm living to how I am as a person. The two go hand in hand. Gay, straight, or otherwise, or questionable, whatever. If you're a good person, you're a good person. What you're doing, because people equate what you're doing in the bedroom as who you are. So there could be people out here molesting Sharon, this and another, but they're a good person to you. Does that make them a good person? Because they touching on Sharon? No, if that's who they are.
But again, ain't that your choice at that moment?
Exactly.
So again, you can choose to tell them, hey, I seen and I heard what you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I choose not to keep communicating with you, or I choose not to have a relationship with you. Now, if they get mad, you have to tell them, I'm gonna return that back to sender, because there's nothing that we need to be upset about. You feel the way you feel. I respect the way you feel, but it's time for us to go our separate ways. Can't you agree with that?
Yeah.
A person's gonna feel the way they want to feel regardless of what you say or how you feel. But it is your choice to express that out loud. No one's gonna know how you feel unless you tell them. And that's that right there is the saddest thing, because a lot of people do not express how they feel because they're worried about, oh, they're not going to be my friend anymore. Or, oh, I'm not going to have a family anymore. Sometimes you got to take that risk. If it's peaceful to you and it makes you feel like you're being yourself, why would I live in misery just to make you happy?
Mm-hmm. But there are a lot of people still doing that.
Because you're not honest with yourself. You have to come to a point where you can mentally be able to break away from any and everything that does not make you happy.
Mm-hmm.
And right now, there's not a lot of people, especially with all the stuff that's been going on in the world, there's not a lot of people that feel safe on doing that. So, I mean, I'm just letting you guys know that you have to be true to yourself. You're never going to be happy unless you're true to yourself.
And you'll have a big weight lifted off your shoulders, and you may realize thereafter how much more free you are as far as your mind frame, as far as your way of living, as far as way of doing things. Because once you set yourself free and you truly live in your truth, nothing can hold you back. Nothing is unattainable. it's like living your true self and being who you are. Doors will open. Doors that you think wouldn't open before. People who you didn't think were a certain kind of way or were the way that you trying to hide. They see it on you, and they're attracted to you in a way that's like, well, dang, you're more, uplifting, more freeing, more, talkative, more genetic, because you're being who you are.
And don't worry, you guys, I still fight with that myself. I still catch myself worrying about what others think. I'm just now at a season in my life, and like I said, it's a lot of self-inventory, like you have to take self-awareness. And once you do that, my wife is exactly right, you feel a lot better. It's a lot easier to deal with life when you just open those doors and say, you know what? I am who I am. I don't care how you feel. If you choose not to deal with me, okay. I'm okay with that.
Because most times those who are the ones the biggest criticize, them the most curious. Or them the ones that's out there with their rainbow flag in their closet.
But I'm not going to say that either, because you never know what...
I didn't say all. I said some.
You never know
I can attest and say I was there. I was one of those hypocritical people. I was. At one point when I was very, very young, I was, because I didn't know. And I was hiding. And my thing is, most people who are advocating what they feel is wrong, that may be their true feeling. But they're not ready to come and be who they truly are. And I was there. I can honestly say I was there. I was very critical of people who were on this side of the spectrum, because I was scared myself and I wasn't knowing, and I was concerned about what my mom would say. And people who know my mama don't give a flip. She does not. My mom is that mom. She don't give a damn. Long as people know, before I was with my wife, my biggest thing is, long as you ain't touching the children or the animals, I don't give a damn what you do. And I still hold that true. But it's like, I wasn't for sure which road I wanted to take. The biggest thing, it could be he, she, or them. But I just wanted to be happy with myself and then have somebody to be happy with. And yeah, it is a struggle. It is something that you have to want. You have to want to be happy. Happiness just don't fall in your lap. You have to want to be happy and strive to want to be happy every day. And every day ain't a happy day.
It's not.
But you have to choose to show up and say, okay, it may not have started out how I wanted to, or this may not be the route that I wanted to go. But if you ultimately feel this going to be all right, it's going to be all right. And you ain't got to have a whole parade of folks with you. You can be your own doggone cheerleader. You can. Because when people see it on you, they'll gravitate to it. People gravitate to the goodness more than they do the BS. You just have to have it in you and let them see it.
I'm going to hit y'all with stuff that y'all, you know what I'm saying, y'all be like, oh my God, is that really who she was? I'm going to hit you with something that not too many people may agree with or not. I don't really care, because like I said, I come from a very religious background. But some of those people in the Bible, they didn't have nobody. They fought against people that they were very scared of.
And there was a lot of people in the Bible doing a whole lot of trickery.
They were very scared, but guess what? They still, in order to be free, they had to do it. They had to face their fear, and they had to get out there and do it. And that's all I'm saying. Be real with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You're not gonna. There are a lot of people that do not know. There's a lot of people that like, oh, I want to be with him today. I want to be with her tomorrow. And that's okay.
You want to try new things? Try it.
Hey, there's a lot of people that try anything once. Those are trisexuals. They'll try anything once. But what's for you is for you. What's for them is for them. Let's stop discriminating on those who feel free enough to express who they want to be with.
Mm-hmm.
And no, we don't need to name names. We do not need to put anybody on and say, oh my God, this is this person. No, just be you. You get you'll go a lot further with just being you. There's a lot, like my wife said, there's a lot of people out here hiding a lot of things, but because they're a good person to you, you think that's who that person is. And so when you find out, that is somebody that you didn't know, you like, oh my God. Nothing surprises us anymore. And nothing should surprise you. Especially with the way the world is right now.
Oh, yes.
Girl, nothing should surprise you anymore. Nothing. Because we're finding out.
No, folks are showing up and showing their true colors.
No, but we're finding out that
regard.
those that we put as such a high standard, even they are falling. So it's everyone. It's everyone. But in order to be happy, you have to be happy. It comes from within you. As I tell my children, worry about yourself before you worry about anybody else.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I'm going to hit y'all with. So is there a difference? Yeah, it's a difference. But can you make it to where it doesn't feel like a difference? Yeah, you can get through it. You just got to be you. All right, y'all.
Every day is a new day for you to decide to show up and show out. Because you know I'm going to get it. And I'm going to give it. And I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make her do a little something because she's a little more reserved. But
we out of here.
Leave them comments down below.
Subscribe.
Say something funny. Say something
comment.
you want to hear.
Like for real.
I mean, because we're back.
Because I mean, all of y'all looking, but ain't nobody talking.
Or subscribing.
So I mean,
I don't care if you dislike. Make a comment. Guess what? Because I'm gonna come back next week. So
it don't matter if you like or if you don't.
Tell your friends. Tell your nosy ass auntie. Tell your uncle to quit DMing me and tell him he need to like and subscribe. Come on. You know.
I'm not going to go that far, but I do think that you guys, this is an open platform.
We here.
So.
We're here. We're queer.
I'm not going to go there, and I'm going to hope that my wife doesn't do that again. So, we going to just exit out of here.
Bye, y'all.